What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. Listen, when I tell y'all today has been a long day, it's been a long day. Like, I had to deal with let me just say this. I spent most of my day in the airport, like the whole day in the airport. I got to the airport this morning at 6:30 this morning. 6:30. Everything was going smooth. I checked my bag. I went through TSA. Everything was handled. I got to my gate. Like it was going good. The line was long, of course, because it's spring break, it's Friday, so a lot of people were flying out. Cool. I get to my gate. Mind you, I have an 8:50 takeoff. I get to the gate around 8 o'clock. They start boarding. We get on the plane, everything is going well. The plane starts to take off, right? Starts to go down the runway. Um, they had to stop the plane because check light came on, the caution light came on, I guess. So they had to stop the plane. They had to get the mechanics out there to redo the thingamajig. They had to redo it, reset it. So now they were like, okay, let's try this again. So now we take off. We're getting ready to go up in the air, but then they had to stop again because now they said, oh, it came back on again. The check light came back on. I'm like, oh my God. So the mechanic came back. They spend a good 15 minutes looking at it. Now the captain pretty much says, listen, it looks like it's going to be a bigger problem than we thought. We got to change the valve. It's going to take a little while. So we all had to evacuate the plane. So we got to go back into the airport. They don't know how long it's going to take. They saying it could take a couple of hours. They don't know. It could take a while. So now I'm getting irritated because I'm ready to start my vacation. So I was like, you know what? All right, fine. Ain't nothing I can do about it. I went, got me something to eat at the cafe in the airport. Cool. I'm checking for updates, seeing what we're doing because I have to get out of town because I literally have a cruise tomorrow that I'm going on. So I'm worried, like, it's kind of hard to find another, flight this late in the day, this at this last minute. Especially with so many people traveling out. So I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? So I see one for JetBlue. That's a ways off. So I'm like, okay, maybe I could do that. Here's the problem. So since we all did check bag, they're basically telling us, if we don't cancel the flight, you can't get your check bag because we didn't cancel the flight. So you would have to wait for them to cancel the flight. I said, oh my God. So now I got to wait. So I'm like, all right, let me go to the bar. So I go to the bar, get a couple drinks. I'm feeling nice. The cocktails were good. They were expensive. Like, they literally charged me like $17 for that damn cocktail. I said, oh, I hate buying shit out of the airport. So damn expensive. And mind you, the drink should have been comped for our troubles. So long story short, it took hours on top of hours. I had to sit in that airport. I did not leave that airport until 4 o'clock. That's when the plane got ready and we took off. 4 o'clock. I was pissed because I was there at that airport literally from 6:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon waiting. So we finally land. I'm getting excited. I'm like, finally we land. I can get to my hotel. The captain says, listen, y'all gotta wait because we can't let y'all off the plane yet because the gate isn't ready yet. They're not ready to open the gate up for us yet. They gotta find room. It'll take a few minutes. Mind you, we landed at 7:09. We were on that plane from 7:09 until 8:20. We were on that plane for almost an hour and a half waiting for them to open up the gate. At that point, I am tired. I'm livid. I'm ready to go. So we finally get off the plane. I go to my baggage, to get my bag. They taking forever in the day to get me my bag. Now I got to wait for my driver to come. Once I finally get the bag, I got to wait for the driver. Long story short, I didn't get to my hotel until 9:30, and I landed at 7:09. When I tell you I'm exhausted, I'm exhausted. I'm too through. I am too through with the day. I am too through. I'm just happy that that mess is over. I landed safely, thank God, and I can get my vacation started. Lord. So anyway, I am going on a 8-day Caribbean cruise starting tomorrow. As far as reviews go, I'm gonna try to upload reviews while I'm going. I'm gonna try. Can't promise anything, but I will try to get it out. So anyway, getting into this episode, GH. Thank y'all also for listening to my almost 6-minute rant about my day. But getting into this episode, I am so freaking happy that Alexis finally listened to somebody and listened to some common sense, because Diane was dropping gems on her. She said, listen, you need to have Christina committed. She said that's the best defense that you can have. Because Alexis was like, no, I can't do that. Sonny not gonna go for it. Christina not gonna go for it. Diane said, listen, Christina doesn't have a choice. Because Alexis seems to think that this whole situation ain't gonna come out. And Diane, she was real. Diane said, yes, it is. Diane said these things have a way of coming out and it will come out. So it's best to get ahead of this now. Commit her now. Have her committed. And Diane was telling her the freaking truth. She said, the problem is, she said, you keep cleaning up her messes. She said, this is becoming a pattern. Christina goes out, does something stupid and illegal, and you try to clean up the mess. And the cycle continues. Enough is enough. And I totally agree with Diane. Enough is enough. Let that girl be held accountable for something. You know what I'm saying? Stop cleaning up her messes, because you're not doing her no good. That's enabling her crazy. That's all you're doing. The more you clean it up, the more you're enabling her foolishness. And that's exactly what Diane trying to tell her. And I'm glad Alexis saw the light and said, all right, fine, I have her committed. It don't matter if Sonny's not going to go for it. I agree with Diane. Sonny has his own battles with mental health. I'm pretty sure he'll come around to it. Once he get the full scope of things, he'll come around. Like, the girl needs help. She can't keep going around acting out, doing crazy stuff, because it's going to get to a point where not even Diane could save her. And Diane is a magician of a lawyer. She's a legal eagle. But even she's not going to be able to continuously, clean up messes. She can't always do it. Especially with the kind of messes they get themselves into. It's kind of hard to do it. So I'm glad she's going to have her committed, because she needs to. But my thing with Diane said was, she was like, oh, this going to work out, because she was like, Christina could get the help she need. Charges, maybe the charges will get dropped. Charges won't be filed, and Molly and Christina could forgive each other, or Molly will forgive her. I don't see Molly forgiving her if Molly find out that she tried to, she had a hand in damn near killing her father. I don't see Molly getting over that. I really don't. But it's good that she gonna, get some help, whether she want to or not, because she need it. Something needs to be done. Something, and I agree with Diane, something drastic needs to be done immediately. So anyway, moving on from that. Listen, if Kai want to continue to be stupid, let Kai be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Trina wasn't on board with him doing the surgery right now, because he's sitting there talking about, oh, I'm gonna do the surgery. I don't care about other people's opinion. So why would you not wait for Portia's opinion on this? Why would you not wait for her to contact you to let you know if it's good or not? You went to her and asked her to look into it. Wait for her opinion. Don't be so fooled. You know what I'm saying? Don't be no fool. So, Trina went to her mother and stuff and let her know, like, this is what he talking about doing. Even though Portia did tell Curtis, like, it's a great, treatment plan, like, it's a great surgery or whatever, but it's still not a guarantee that it's going to heal him, like, it's going to work. There's no guarantees with surgery. I don't care how successful it is, how good it is. There's no 100% guarantee on any surgery. There never is. And I feel like Kai is being a fool by jumping at this. I mean, I get it. He feel like, oh, this is my chance to play football. I totally understand that, but he need to slow his roll. He really do. And I'm glad Curtis tried to talk to him again and let him know, listen, stop trying to trust Drew. Because if he could screw over his own family, he's going to do it to you. What do you think he's going to do to you? That man done screwed over his own family members, screwed over his best friend that was there for him. What do you think he's going to do to you? He going to find a way to mess you over too. That's what Drew does. Portia is not playing with Brad. Like, Portia let Brad know, get that file. She was letting him know, get them files on Drew that I asked you for. He was like, oh, that's not my job. She was like, okay, you can go find another job far away from your precious Lucas. That boy jumped quick to go get them files. I really want to know, what is Portia up to? Because she has a file already on Drew, and now she wants Brad to put more files on him, medical files, including his time as Jake Doe. So I'm like, what does she know or thinking that we don't know? There's got to be something to her pulling those files. Like, is Drew not Drew? Like, he got a brain issue? Like, what's going on? Like, it has to be something, because she's being very secretive about this. I'm interested to find out what. So speaking of, that whole scene between Carly, Willow, Drew, Nina, that was an intense scene. Like, that was intense. And I get where Jason coming from, because I do feel like Carly definitely made that situation worse, but I wasn't mad about some of the stuff she was saying. I wasn't mad, because it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Willow likes to play victim, but she's just as a manipulator as Drew. Just as much. And then you could see Willow start, you see the grin on Willow's face, you know, the arrogance on her. She thinks she on cloud nine. Now she wants to hear talking about she in love with Drew. Oh, please. You ain't in love with him. You in love with the thought of him. That's what you're in love with. And then she's sitting there talking about, oh, me and Michael were having marital problems before Drew even came into the picture. I hate when married people who cheat use that excuse. We were on the rocks. We were having marital problems. That does not give you license to sleep with somebody else. That does not give you license to sleep with that man uncle. That's nasty. That's gross. Okay, y'all should be in the green room at the Jerry Springer show. R.I.P. Jerry Springer. But that is just gross. Okay, I hate when people use that excuse. Our marriage was in trouble. So what? You're still married. If your marriage is in trouble, boning somebody else is not going to save it. Go to couples counseling if your marriage is in that much trouble. Like, I'm just saying, that was such a cop-out answer. It was so dumb. But Carly laid into her ass. She let her know. She was like, oh, these are my children. Carly said, child. I said, oh, we pulling that card. She was like, yeah, Wiley's not your biological child. I said, damn, Carly. She pulled that card. Carly wasn't playing with her. Carly took the gloves off on that ass. And Willow sitting there, oh my God, that's the most horrible thing you ever said to me. Oh, Willow, please. You heard worse, I'm sure. You got called worse. But Carly wasn't lying, though. She was like, Michael allowed you to be that boy mother on paper. He allowed you to do that because he thought you were something that you weren't. Like, Carly was going in on that ass. And Drew wanted to sit there and run his little mouth. Oh, well, Michael need to hurry up and heal and come back instead of letting his mommy fight his battles. Drew, shut your long neck ass up. Because first of all, Michael didn't need Carly's help when he beat your ass in the boardroom and took your company away from you. He didn't need her help for that. He did that by himself. But he also didn't need mommy's help when Drew begged him for his help trying to oust Ned from ELQ. See, that's the problem with Drew. He always trying to make it seem like Michael needs help. No, sir, you need the help. That's why you run into everybody else to do your dirty work. Because you can't pull it off. You ain't got the clout to pull stuff off. Like, I was happy when Carly was about to slap the piss out of Willow. I was so mad when Jason stopped her. I said, Jason, why are you stopping her? Like, what are you doing? Because Nina gonna sit there and text Jason to come to the house or whatever. I'm like, Nina, you need to go sit down somewhere too, because you should have never stopped her. No, let her get that slap. It was funny though how Carly said that Willow was basically like Nell. Baby, that shit hit a nerve with Willow. Willow said, I'm nothing like Nell. Yes, you are. Y'all sisters. You just like that witch. Manipulative, conniving. I couldn't believe my ears when Carly was like, oh, at least Nell actually loved Michael, even though she was sick. I said, oh. Carly was definitely saying some stuff to get under Willow's skin. She was definitely trying to break that girl. But she was going in though, and I wasn't mad at it. Um so anyway, moving on from that. Well, before I move on from that, I don't see how Carly gonna get the kids away from Willow. Like, how she plan on pulling that off? Especially without Michael being in town. Like, how you gonna pull that coup off? Because that's gonna be hard to pull. It's gonna be hard to do unless you got a judge in pocket. Um. So anyway, moving on from that. So now Sasha, for the millionth time, talking about moving out of the Quartermain mansion. I am so sick of hearing her say she gonna move out the mansion. Hasn't haven't we heard that shit for months? That I'm gonna move out the mansion. Then move out the mansion. Then you still there, little bugaboo. Pack your stuff and go. Um, because Jason basically trying to tell her, she should stay and stuff because, he got to see a different side of the Quartermains. He was like, as much as they get on his nerves, they got their good side to him as well. They look out for family, and they care about his son and his son care about them and he loved living there. So, and Jason was like, I like being a part of a big family. Especially ever since Sam died and stuff, he got a different outlook. Which I'm surprised to hear Jason say. And I was actually quite thrilled to hear him say that. He finally seeing the Quartermains again as his family. He don't mind living there. So I'm actually happy about that. It's about time. Sasha could go. Did Sidwell give her 200,000 or however much he was giving her? Did he wire her that money yet? She got enough funds to go. Let her go. So anyway, moving on from that. So apparently Jocelyn's new assignment is to get close to this little professor or whatever that's, I guess, teaching the same class that Emma's a part of. So I wonder what he up to. Well, I seen the person that they cast for that role. They got Daniel Goddard for the role, who used to play Kane on Y&R. I was like, that's cool, but I feel like hopefully he's not a contract character. I hope not, because this cast is too big. Like, they don't they don't need to keep adding people. It's a little bit much. But yeah, so Jocelyn got her new assignment. She got to get close to him. So I'm kind of intrigued to find out what his story is and, like, why the WSB want him. Like, what he do to get on their radar. Speaking of, so we finally know what happened with Lil Emma and why she had to sign an NDA. So basically, she was trying to do a good cause or whatever, and it went south, and a security guard got hit with a crowbar by accident or whatever. And the school didn't want, some scandal about the way that they're testing animals, I guess, or whatever, the test that they're conducting. So they had her sign an NDA and she wouldn't go to jail. So that's pretty much what happened. I thought it was going to be a bit more scandalous than that, but okay, that was a little anticlimactic. I thought it was going to be more juicy than that. I was like, oh, that's it? So you were trying to fight an injustice? Okay. I mean, that's cool, but I thought it was going to be like a major story or something. But I like that Emma gets involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, she down for the cause. She's trying to do good in the world. But I get where Anna coming from. Like, yeah, you want to do good in the world, but you still got to be a little careful. You know what I'm saying? You can't, do any and everything you want to do. Like, you got to be a little bit careful because things can go south. Somebody could get hurt. Then what? But I'm glad her and Anna had that conversation. I'm glad they had that little talk and they kind of understand each other. And, it's easy. It's probably a little easier for her to talk to Anna than her parents, because her parents see things as black and white. They feel like, oh, if you go through life doing the right thing all the time, then, good things will happen. And, that's one way of thinking about it. But, you could do the right thing all the time and, it still can go left. Bad things can still happen. Happens all the time, unfortunately. But anyway, I think that's pretty much everything in this episode. Let me see my notes. Yeah, that's pretty much everything in this episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought, and I will see you all later. Peace.